everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I bought a lot of books recently, so today we're going to be doing a little book haul. Starting off strong with the reason that I went to the bookstore this week. It was to get this, Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nolan. This is actually the second book to If He Had Been With Me. I actually read this one this past week, and it took me only 2 days to read it, and I honestly have no words. I put out a whole YouTube video dedicated to this book alone because it was so good. It was just phenomenally written. Laura Nolan wrote these characters extremely well. In this first one, we're following two characters named Autumn and Finney. Autumn and Finney go to school together. They grew up together. Their moms are best friends. And to top it all off, they're neighbors. Autumn's kind of like this misfit, quirky type of girl. Finney's kind of like jock, put together, plays soccer, popular, that type of guy. And we're just following them throughout high school. The first chapter actually starts as a tragedy, and then the rest of the book until the end goes back to like before the tragedy happened, explaining everything leading up to it. So you kind of forget about the tragedy until you get to the last couple of chapters, and then you're reminded of it and you're like, oh my gosh. And then not to mention there's like stuff at the end of the book that wasn't mentioned at the beginning. I don't know. It was just a phenomenal book, and I can't wait to read the second one. This one is Autumn's point of view actually, and this one is going to be Finney's point of view. So I'm really excited to see what details stayed the same, what details changed. Goodreads actually rated this one 3.84 stars, and in my YouTube video, if you go look at it, you can see what I rated it, but it was 5 stars. And then for this second one, Goodreads rated it 3.87 stars. So not too bad. I actually really enjoyed the first one a lot, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. Again, this is If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nolan. This is the first book in my little book haul. The second book in my book haul, drum roll please, is The Unmaking of June Farrow. I have seen so many good things about this book, especially on TikTok and the booktube space. I have not seen a bad review about this book, so I'm kind of intimidated by it a little bit because I read the first chapter and was a little bit bored. I know. I'm gonna give it a chance because it was rated really highly on Goodreads if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's rated 4.14 stars out of 139,000 ratings, so that's not bad. I'll read the first paragraph off the back. It says, in the small mountain town of Jasper, North Carolina, June Farrow is waiting for fate to find her. The Farrow women are known for their thriving flower farm and for the mysterious curse that has plagued their family line. The whole town remembers the madness that led to Susanna Farrow's disappearance, leaving her daughter June to be raised by her grandmother and haunted by rumors. So Susanna Farrow is supposed to be June Farrow's mom, and she disappeared, I guess. And in the first chapter, it kind of says that everyone in their lineage, the women, have either like died or gone mad, if I'm not mistaken. And Susanna, June's mom, was never found, so everybody's assuming that she went mad. And also in the first chapter, it starts to say that June Farrow is starting to have like visions and seeing and hearing things already, and she's so young, so she thinks she might be starting to go mad or something. I don't know. I'm extremely excited to read this though because of all of the amazing reviews about it, and I promise I'm not gonna stay bored. I think I won't stay bored. I think I was just tired and ready to go to sleep when I started reading it last night, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. This is gonna be my next read, so stay tuned to see what I rate it. Okay, next. I have never read a Lynn Painter book. I actually bought this one today. After being at Barnes & Noble, I read the back of all of her books that they had there, and this one just was like, take me home, okay? Betting on You by Lynn Painter. The cover is beautiful. The letters are a little bit raised, and I got the sprayed edges. Isn't that so pretty? I can't speak. Anyways, I just think the sprayed edges are beautiful. I'm gonna read the back to you. While moving to Omaha after her parents' sudden divorce, Bailey finds herself trapped for 10 hours with a cynical and obnoxiously opinionated stranger, the polar opposite of her careful, well-behaved, cheery temperament. What more could you want? Angry man, happy girl. I mean, so in this book, we're following Charlie and Bailey, who are co-workers, and this whole book is stemming around a bet that male and females can't just be friends. So that's kind of fun. I bet there's gonna be a lot of tension in this, like romantic tension. The back says too that they pretend to date for one of their parents. That's also gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. The last little paragraph on the back says, but Charlie has a secret that involves Bailey and another bet Charlie may have made. Can the two make a real go of things, or has Charlie's secret doomed them before they can start? I'm really excited to read this. This will be my first Lynn Painter book, like I said. I don't know, it just seems fun. It seems playful. It seems like there's gonna be that romantic tension. I don't know, it just seems like it's gonna be a good time and an easy read, so I am looking forward to reading this. Goodreads has it rated at 4.12 stars. I think I looked at this when I was at Barnes & Noble too, and it was the most high rated book that they had there, so I think that was the other reason I picked this one over any of the other ones. Next, we have the other reason I went to Barnes & Noble. It was to find this specific book, Ministry of Time Time by Kaliane Bradley. I think it's Kaliane Bradley. This book has won so many different awards. I've seen so many good reviews about it. I honestly am kind of intimidated by this one a little bit because I've never read something like it. It has to do with like time travels, jumping timelines, that kind of thing, but it's also supposed to be a love story. In the near future, a civil servant begins work on a highly confidential project. A government ministry is gathering expats from across history to discover whether time travel is feasible for the human body, but also for the fabric of space-time. She will act as a bridge, living with, assisting, and monitoring the expat known as 1847, or Commander Graham Gore, who, as far as history is concerned, died on Sir John Franklin's doomed 1845 expedition to the Arctic. I read that sentence so weird, I'm sorry. But as the bridge acquaints Gore with modern concepts such as washing machines, Spotify, and the collapse of the British Empire, she finds herself falling fervently in love with consequences that she never could have imagined. So it's gonna be like jumping timelines, but like I love you in any time type of book, if you know what I mean. I'm honestly a little bit confused by it. Looking forward to it. I think the cover is beautiful. The letters are raised a tad and the little star. Oh my gosh, I just think this is a beautiful cover. Goodreads has this one rated 3.59 stars out of 135,000 ratings. The Goodreads description is a little bit better, so I'm gonna read that to you. It says, a time travel romance, a spy thriller, a workplace comedy, and an ingenious exploration of the nature of power and the potential for love to change it all. It was Kaliane Bradley's debut novel. I didn't know that. Yeah, I've seen this book on so many people's different like YouTube channels giving it reviews, and I'm genuinely also looking forward to reading this. I'm looking forward to reading all the books in this video because I chose to buy them, but this one specifically I think I might be interested in the most to read. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, next, y'all are gonna kill me. I've never read an Emily Henry book. Arrest me, okay? Take me to jail. I'm about to not be an Emily Henry virgin anymore, guys. I have Funny Story and Beach Read. I first wanted to get this one because in one of the reviews I watched, I don't remember who it was, but someone said that the man in this story reminded them of Nick Miller from New Girl. Sold me. I don't care what the story is about. That literally sold me. I had to go buy the book. I just reread the back of this again and it does remind me of like Jessica Day and Nick Miller a little bit. So I'm really excited to read this one. Maybe I'm most excited to read this. I don't know. But we're gonna be following Daphne. She's a librarian in Michigan who has a fiance named Peter. Peter soon realizes that he's actually in love with his childhood best friend Petra, and then Daphne has to like start her life over, I guess, with her new story and everything. And she actually comes to know Petra's ex named Miles, and Daphne's supposed to be this like buttoned up, organized, perfect girl, you know, and Miles is gonna be this like exact opposite of who she is, and they actually start as roommates, reminding me of New Girl a lot if you ask me. I will tell you, I have seen the show New Girl probably like 26 times. I can quote every single episode. That makes me sound psychotic, but it's always on in the back of my house. First time I watched it, I was like 16 or 17, I think. My favorite show. It's always gonna be my favorite show. I literally know like every line in every episode. So if this book is anything like that show, I'm gonna like it. Funny Story on Goodreads is rated 4.21 stars, and that's out of almost 1 million ratings. Oh my gosh. That is the highest rated book we've had in this book haul so far. I'd say that's a good sign. Maybe I am most excited to read this one. I don't know, I'm so excited to read all of them. I don't know. Okay, lastly, the last book that I have in this little book haul is Beach Read by Emily Henry. We're gonna be following Augustus Everett and January Andrews. They're both authors of the total opposite genre. January Andrews writes like rom-com romance type of books, and Augustus Everett writes like literary fiction. And in this book, we're gonna be following them because they both are gonna be in neighboring beach towns or beach houses, both plagued with writer's block. So clearly they're gonna fall in love, right? That's what we're gonna think, right? On the back it said they're gonna take each other on field trips to try and write for the opposite genre. So they're gonna like switch genres to try and get out of their little creative rut. So January is gonna be writing like some great American novel, and Augustus Everett is gonna try and be writing the next romance, I guess. Beach Read by Emily Henry is rated 3.99 stars on Goodreads out of 1.4 million. It's a lot of people who have read this book. Not as high as Funny Story, but it has a lot more ratings. So I'm excited to read this one. I think I might be a little bit more excited for Funny Story, just considering the new girl aspect of it. I don't know, it just reminds me of that, and that like excites me a lot when it comes to a book. But that concludes my little book haul. I know it wasn't a lot, but it's all the books that I've been seeing everywhere on all the videos that I've been watching and the ones that sounded good to read to me. So, and I did buy all of these like with my own money. So you know that I will read them because I spent money on them. I'm gonna put a little list of all the books we just talked about on the screen so that you can see if maybe you want to read any of them. I'm also gonna put the link to my Amazon storefront in the description so that you can easily access all of the books that we just talked about as well. I also also have all the links for my other social channels in the description if you want to follow me on TikTok. I post a lot more often there, or Instagram, but I usually keep up with TikTok a little bit more. Again, I have seen all of these on so many YouTubers, different channels, reviews. Stay tuned to see what I rate them. When I'm done reading all of these, I'm also going to do a video rating all of these. And by that point, hopefully I'll have read even more books than this, but just for these books specifically, since it's my first haul, I'm going to make its own video for all of the ratings when I finish them. Since there's 6 books, I'm going to try and get all of them read, definitely in 2 months, hopefully. I'm a busy gal though, so we'll see. Setting high expectations for myself. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out my video before this one because I go really in depth about the book If He Had Been With Me, and I loved making that video. It was super fun. But yes, I love you guys. Thank you so much for all your support. I literally couldn't do this without you guys. Stay tuned to see my ratings for all of these books again, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.